Hi everybody! One of my favorite places to be with you is on our carpet sitting at the front of the church when we get to spend time there, but we can't sit together there anymore. So I'm saying hello to you from my living room today, which is kind of fun. And maybe if we're lucky enough, in one of these videos we'll get to meet my cat Fig, because she's usually walking around the house looking for something to do. I hope that you got to celebrate Easter last week and remember the story of how Jesus' friends thought he had died, but Jesus was alive again. And Jesus being alive again is such an exciting thing that we celebrate Easter for 7 weeks. It's like a 7-week long party. After Jesus' friends discovered that he was alive again, they went and told more of their friends because it was such an exciting thing. But not everyone believed them at first, which makes sense. It was a really unexpected thing that happened. And if you're watching the Grace 3-in-1 videos with your family, this week you'll hear the story about someone named Thomas. And Thomas was one of Jesus' more curious friends, and Thomas asked a lot of questions. And so when he heard that Jesus was alive again, he had a lot of questions about that because he just couldn't wrap his head around how that was real. And so he asked his friends, how is that possible? And even said, you know what? I think I'm going to have to see Jesus for myself before I believe that Jesus is alive again. It's kind of like if your friend went on a trip and they came back and they told you that they saw a purple polka dot elephant. You might have some questions about their story and you might say, I think I need to see that for myself before I believe you. But you know what? Once Thomas saw Jesus for himself, he knew his friends were right. And he was so happy that his friend Jesus was alive again. And Jesus was totally okay with Thomas' questions. So I want this to be question week because Thomas asked good questions and God wants us to ask good questions. So I want to know what your questions for God are. It can be anything you want to ask. Maybe you're wondering how God can pay attention to every person in the world every minute of the day. Maybe you're wondering, God, why can't you just make awesome things happen for us all the time? Or maybe you've read stories in the Bible of people who could hear God's voice or hear God talk really clearly, and you're wondering why you've never heard God talk that way. It can be anything you want, and please send me those questions. You can email them to me. You can send me a video of you asking the question, and we'll try answer those questions together over the next few weeks, and we'll try get to as many as we can. But I'm so excited to hear what your questions for God are.